I'm here with Gordon Young from Beyond NLP. How are you, Gordon?
Very well, thank you.
We're talking all about NLP today. What is it?
NLP is something called Neuro-linguistic programming. And effectively, it is a model that is born out of the study of excellence. So how do people who are highly effective do what they do? You know, how do people get themselves out of trouble? How do people succeed where other people don't?
Who out there in the general public would you say NLP is for?
When I run an NLP practitioner training, I'll have psychologists in the room looking for skills on helping people make really rapid changes. I'll have managers in the room. I'll have parents in the room, because it's all about how your communication affects the way you influence yourself and others. Because from an NLP perspective, the conversation you have inside your head is actually more important than any other conversation you ever have. And how you talk to yourself defines how you interpret the world and yourself within the world. And so some people have a very unpleasant internal dialogue. Some people are very self-critical. Some people just make really poor decisions. And the question is, how do we help them change that really quickly?
And how do you?
Well, you kind of operate at that unconscious level. There are particular NLP techniques that I've used where someone who's had a trauma for 20 years, you can get rid of in 30 seconds.
How is this possible? So you're just working with different parts of the brain, is that right?
You're working with the way the mind lays down information, which is through language. So linguistically, you can make a change. It's understanding how the mind works. I almost see NLP as like a manual for the mind. So when you've got a manual for the mind, when you learn how your mind works, then you can start to take charge of it and start to be the one who directs it and influences it, rather than be at the mercy of every mood, every circumstance, every other individual that's around you, which is where a lot of people feel like they're at. You know, they don't feel like they run their lives. They feel like other people in their family, their work, just the economy, whatever is the external factor is, they think that's what determines their outcomes. And NLP teaches you, no, it's you. The great thing about NLP that's different from other approaches that says you're responsible for your life is NLP shows you how to do it. So there's a host of little techniques you can use that just access change because we understand how the mind works. Not completely, but in a way that most people don't understand.
What kinds of conditions can it help with?
Pretty well anything that the mind's involved with. The same as hypnotherapy. Whatever the mind's involved with, NLP can make a difference. So people who are running anxiety, trauma, depression, addictive behaviour, pretty well across the board, NLP can assist.
And how would you compare it with hypnotherapy? Like if you're going to see one or the other?
I think NLP is born out of a modern form of hypnotherapy. So NLP and hypnotherapy, modern hypnotherapy, work very well together. And you would be unlikely to go to an NLP practitioner who would not also do some hypnotherapy, I would have thought.
Can it help people of all ages?
It'll help anyone of 5 or 6 and above. Kids are great with it because kids understand things in a way that adults have lost that understanding. So you can play with kids. We had a young boy, 5 years old or so, and he was having a lot of anxiety, and I asked him, what does it look like? That seems like a strange question. The average adult can go, what are you talking about? What does it look like? He said, it's a little black box here. And I said, what if you change it to a lighter colour? Can you make it grey? Can you spin it around? And we played with it until we made it into a translucent white box. But he wasn't anxious anymore.
Well, thank you so much for your time today, Gordon.
You're welcome.
I really appreciate it.
Thank you.
Cheers.